Hello ladies and germs, it is Berserker, and today I would like to show you guys my Bulbasaur Sims 4 build. So before we get into it, just to explain why I built Bulbasaur, or my interpretation of what Bulbasaur would be like as a Sim. I want to do households in a Sims world that contain, like, each household has like the starter Pokemon from each generation. That's just something I want to do. We started with Bulbasaur, so I'm going to show you guys how, what selections I made and explain to you why I made the selections. That way, you can either build this Bulbasaur if you want, or you could maybe tell me in the comments down below why you don't like one of my selections and what you think would be better. So let's go ahead and get started. So he's currently in the winter outfit, which we'll go through all his outfits shortly, but the main thing is he's a young adult. He's a dude. I don't know why, I just envisioned Bulbasaur as a dude. We've got Lilted as his vocal type, mainly because, I don't know, there's not really a particular reason. I just kind of saw bird and I thought nature, and Bulbasaur is all about nature. So another thing, some of the stuff that I've based this Bulbasaur off of, or like some of the personality traits and stuff like that, are because of like Pokédex entries and things. So that's where we're actually going to move next. Freelance botanist is the life goal or whatever, aspiration, whatever you want to call it. Because, obviously Bulbasaur, plants and all that stuff. And he loves outdoors. One of the things in the Pokédex entries is that Bulbasaur enjoys sunbathing, so we also added lazy in there for that reason. And then lastly, we added vegetarian. And the reason vegetarian's in there is I didn't really know what to put as the last one, and I just kept going over that. I'm like, well, Bulbasaur's all about the plants, so I gave it a Google. I'm like, is Bulbasaur a vegetarian? What I came up with was that pretty much everyone in the Pokemon universe is. That's another thing. If you know of an example of people in the Pokemon universe eating actual like meat, drop the episode or something like that down in the comments, and I'll check it out for sure, because this is just something I'm curious about. That's got like his traits and all that stuff, and now we can actually go into the character and what we got. So I wanted Bulbasaur not to be super thin, because a lot of the Pokédex entries stated how he as he evolves or whatever, you like his limbs like strengthen up to support the flower and all that stuff. So I just thought, let's not make him super thin. I actually don't think anybody in this household is going to be all that thin. Maybe, probably like athletic builds, but anyway, let's move forward and let's look at Bulby's face. Let me actually swap to his everyday attire. Okay, so as a botanist, I wanted to give him this sort of vest, because I feel like, I don't know, you can like put seeds and like water and stuff like that in his little vest, and you go out and do his stuff. I liked this hair because obviously Bulbasaur has like the bulb flower on his back, so I wanted him to look modern, but I also wanted to give that sort of flair. So this sort of undercut, like, hair pulled back thing, I think it works out really well for the Bulbasaur, and it also kind of gives a lure of, I guess, attractiveness. We went with green gauges because why not? So when doing his face, let's just pull it up. I went with this forehead because I like the furrowed brows, and if you actually look at a picture of Bulbasaur, his face is very, I guess, extreme. It's real wide, and it's like proportion extreme, which is the same reason I went with this chin, these cheeks, I guess, or the jaw. Yeah, cheeks, jaw, whatever. Yeah, and that jaw. I wanted him to be kind of thick but still attractive, and Bulbasaur, he's got one of those, like, almost like a childish mouth whenever you like look at how his mouth opens. There's like no lip to it whatsoever, which, I mean, to be fair, he is a Pokemon, but there's like no lip. His mouth's like really big, and he's got like a little tooth popping out, whenever he smiles and all that stuff. So I went with like more of a no lip look, like just kind of gave him as few lips as possible. I didn't really care about the nose. That didn't seem very important to me whenever creating this. But there we go. If we go to face, I gave him this color because he's going to be out in the sun a lot. Therefore, he needs to be a little tan. I think that really fit with it, I guess. I'm trying to find... Okay, yeah, there we go. In faces, I wound up going with... Apparently none of these. It's not got any of them selected, but... I picked one. I don't know, just get something, wide-jawed or whatever for your build. That doesn't matter quite so much. And, we already talked about the hair. We know why it's green, because it's freaking Bulbasaur. I think it's kind of silly, whenever people have, a non-natural color hair and also do their eyebrows the same way. Because it's you're not judging it. You're not fooling anybody. We know that your hair is not that color natively. So I just, I threw on the brown eyebrows. Whatever. I went with no facial hair just because I couldn't figure out one that I thought looked good with it. And no hat on this part. So as far as accessories go, let's take a look at that. Bulbasaur is very, he's got the flower. So you would think, when he evolves into Venusaur, he's got the flower. But you would think that any accessories Bulbasaur is going to have is going to be kind of bright. Maybe have some pinks, some flower colors in there. So that's why he's got that. That's also why he has this particular tattoo, because it's a very colorful tattoo. You can kind of see some plant stuff in it. And as he's outdoorsy, I wanted a kind of rolled up pants look with some general outdoorsy. These shoes, I've seen shoes like this in real life. There's something that, they're kind of supposed to look a little dingy. I think that's the point of them. And if he's going to be gardening, then he's going to be wearing shoes similar to this. Alright, so now let's go to our formal. The formal one was kind of hard. I just went with this kind of green tux. I went through looking at options, and nothing really stood out to me, so I went with this tux. Obviously, he's still got, he's got a ring on each hand. You can't really tell any of the colorfulness. I did think about maybe going back and redoing this just so he has a touch of brightness, but that could come from his gauges, to be honest. So then we're going to move to athletic. I like this for the athletic. We've got the pink that you see in the flower and lots of green. I figured he would be a fan of no sleeves because in the Pokedex entries they talk about how Bulbasaur likes absorbing sun. And I thought this was the way to go for that. And again, you still see, he's got the the bright colored accessories as well as his green sort of sporty attire. Keeps the hair, keeps the gauges the same way. I gave him some purple socks and green tennis shoes. So now we're going to sleep. I don't imagine that Bulbasaur likes to sleep with a shirt. I don't know. I don't like to sleep with a shirt on. Why the heck would Bulbasaur like to sleep with a shirt on? But he's got some green kind of jogging pants there. So I feel like that's the way to go as far as sleep goes. Nothing super special here, just whatever. Now we have party. I wanted the pink hat because of the pink flower. Once again, he's got all the accessories and all that. We keep a green theme. We go with the short pants because, he likes the sun, all that stuff. He's got the green kind of Converse. I feel like those are decent party shoes for him. And purple socks to sort of support the flower theme. So then we're going to go over to swimwear. Swimwear is pretty basic. We give him some colorful accessories. And we went with this sort of pink and green swimming trunks. Mainly because, you see a lot of pink and green in Bulbasaur. Now, hot weather... This one, I wanted to change stuff up, because he's going to be spending a lot of time in hot weather. I can imagine, I thought about, okay, I think I thought of this way too much when designing this. And so, just to start out with, we've got the sun hat, which is, that's going to be dope, I guess. I don't know, people who like being in the sun like to have sun hats, and I wanted to have at least one or two with a hat on, so he's got his sun hat. He's also got the sunglasses, because he's going to be laying out in the sun, and, humans can't exactly just freaking stare at the sun, so he's got sunglasses. Then, we move on to, this scarf thingy. What is they're called something, and I'm trying to remember what they're called. I think they're called like a smog or something like that. But we have these, and what we use them for at home is if it's like hot and we have to do some work outside or something, we will wet it and put it on, and that keeps us cool. And I thought, since plants need sunlight, is going to be out in the sun, they also need water. So, you can just soak it in water. And the blue shirt just kind of came with it. I didn't really, if I wanted the green schmog, I had to go with the blue shirt. So I went with dark pants and dark shoes to just kind of emphasize the green. I just wanted, I want the entire purpose was so that maybe the dark colors sort of melded with the blue a little bit and made the blue less noticeable versus like the super bright green, smog there. But then we have cold weather. And this is probably my favorite. This is the one y'all saw at the beginning. I don't know what this hat thing is, but it reminds me of a slouchy beanie, and I imagine since he's going to be lazy and he loves the sun, in the wintertime he's going to want to be as comfortable as possible, and slouchy beanies are comfy as crap. Alright? Also, we gave him this, I like this pattern, kind of hoodie thing. I don't know. I don't know. I felt like it looks incredibly comfortable. So then we went with some, gray jogging pants, because I couldn't find pants that I really wanted that matched, and so we kind of went gray. He's got the dark green socks and then the boots. Oh, and these are supposed to be dark green gloves. They look black to me, but I'm partially colorblind. But that right there is my my Create a Sim for Bulbasaur. I'm not sure if we're going to tackle the Charmander line or the Squirtle line next, but we will do that. And hopefully, the way I have these planned out is we're gonna do the characters, and then we're gonna do their house. I have no ideas at this point as to how I want their house to be. Thought about basing it off of a house or building from Gen 1. Speaking of which, each family's last name is gonna be just a fun little play on what generation they are. But yeah, so this is Bulbasaur, and maybe we'll get into some videos later of us actually playing out the household and seeing what they do together, how they act together. I'm personally really excited for the Charmander build. I want to give it a fiery personality, and I'm considering making it a lady. Possibly even a African American lady. Because I don't know, after Sword and Shield, when I see a Charizard, I associate it because of Leon being, I guess I can't say he's African American, but he's like a Japanese, he's black, you know what he is. So I don't know. I feel like that would be good, and obviously, I like to. I don't want to not include people of color and other ethnicities and stuff in this. So, if you guys have any ideas, maybe of what what race or ethnicity that you would see Squirtle and or Charmander for, leave that down in the comments. Okay. Because sometimes social cues and the whole Asperger's thing don't really match up, and I'm not really so good at that. So yeah, but anyway, this is my Bulbasaur build. You guys, if you like seeing builds like this, if you want to see more and you want to see what's more to come, then you should totally subscribe to me on YouTube. And you could not alternatively, but at the same time, you could press the notification button or turn on the notification bell or whatever you do whenever you want notifications. That way, when I upload the next one, you'll see it as soon as I upload it, and you'll just know it's up there. You won't have to keep coming back to look. It'll just notify you and let you know. Furthermore, I will be streaming these some night whenever I'm making the house and stuff like that. I may be streaming it as well as making videos on it. So you could go over to Twitch if you wanted to and follow Berserker over there. It's twitch.tv/Berserker. I will put the link in the description so that you guys can get there easier. And thank you so much for the support. I'm actually really excited to do more Sims 4 videos. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you.